What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Lil Daryl. On this video today, we're actually going to talk about how I closed my land deal that just closed last week. That's $8,450 that I made on this actual deal. Now, how did I get this deal? Let's do a little bit of a case study. So I pulled a list, okay, in Henderson, North Carolina. And I went on PropStream and I pulled a list for Henderson, North Carolina. And then when I put it into batch skip tracing, I skip traced the list, all right? If you guys don't know what skip tracing is that's how you get the names and numbers for all the records that you just pulled. Because obviously you have to text them or call them, or however you do it, however you're gonna market to them, you still need their information. So in order to get that information, you have to skip trace the list. So in order to skip trace the list, I went on a website that is specifically for skip tracing. It's called batchskiptracing.com. Link down below. Now, once I did that, I had the names and numbers, all right? And I gave it to my SMS admin. I have an SMS admin named Abi, okay? I found him on Fiverr. He's a really cool guy. You know, I hit him up on WhatsApp. I only pay him like $35 a month to manage my SMS. What I mean by managing my SMS is I'm a tech savvy person, but I don't know how to set up the workflows and stuff, because a lot of these SMS platforms run off of Go High Level, which is another platform, all right? So they just white label it. Abi is an expert in Go High Level and REI Reply in these different platforms. So instead of me trying to waste my time, figure everything out, I went on Fiverr, found him. I said, look, man, I'm trying to do real estate, have someone that I want to work with long-term that can manage my SMS and make sure that my accounts and my campaigns are going smoothly and my account doesn't get flagged. And Abi said, cool, I can do that for you, all right? So Abi manages my SMS. Once I skip trace the list, I send it to him. He put it in the REI Reply, got the workflow set up and everything. Whatever he does his magic. And then all I know is that once I start receiving text and stuff, I know that my campaign is live, all right? This campaign went live. I got this particular client text back. So I'm actually gonna go to the text and I'm gonna read you guys the text messages, okay? So let's go to my REI Reply. All right, so let's go to the beginning when I first sent the first initial message. Now, mind you, I didn't send the first initial message, it's automated. So this message is what sent out. It said, hey, James, this message is concerning the plot you own. How open are you into discussing futures for its or opportunities for its future? If it's not a possibility you're considering, I completely understand. All right, so let me read that to you guys again. This is the first message that's sent out. It said, hey, James, this message is concerning the plot you own. How open are you in discussing opportunities for its future? If it's not a possibility you're considering, I completely understand. He texted back. All right, now mind you, that message was sent out at 10:11 a.m. All right, so I'm giving y'all timestamps and everything. I don't even think no one else on YouTube is being more transparent than this. So make sure y'all like and subscribe. All right, so he texts back at 5:45. He said, give me your highest and best offer, and then I'll let you know if it's open for discussion. That is July 19th. I did not see the message that he sent back until July 24th, all right? Because I have so many messages. So that's why it's very important to make sure you guys, sometimes you can pause your campaign and just follow up with the text messages you guys already have. Like what a lot of people would do is they'll keep pulling list after list after list, and y'all not even following up with the old leads that you already have, which is stupid, bro. And you guys wonder why you guys don't get deals, because listen, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting the same result. So obviously if you keep pulling lists, you're not even responding to them, and you keep pulling lists and you still haven't got a deal, don't you think you should just stop pulling lists and work the leads that you already have in your CRM, follow up with those people, see what text messages you may have missed? Because mind you, I missed this text. I didn't see it till a few days later, okay? So July 24th, 2024, I seen the message and I messaged them back at 1:19 p.m. and I said 8,000. So in order for me to get that price, what I did is I went on Zillow and I looked at land, all right? So I deselected everything and I just selected land. And I looked at all the different land that sold around the same square footage, what they sold for. So I see the land was selling between $20,000 to $30,000 for an acre. Mind you, this is an acre. Once I seen that, I'm like, all right, cool. Let me go ahead and make him an offer. And mind you, I seen that he, on the records, that's why it's good to have PropStream. I seen on the records that he only paid $5,500 for it, right? So I'm like, okay, the average person or a logical person is gonna wanna get more than what they paid for. Most people are not gonna wanna take an L on a property they bought. And I think he had bought it like in 2015. So I'm like, okay, he had it a couple years. They ain't obviously building on it or developing it or anything. And he's obviously open to selling it. I see he paid $5,500 for it. Let me offer him more than what he paid for it. So I offered him 8,000, all right? He said, he texts back the next day, okay? So mind you, I sent him the text on July 24th 119 for 8,000. He texted me back the next day, July 25th, and said, can you do 10K? All right. Then that's 10:02. He sent me that message. I see that text a little bit later in the day. So I texted him back at 1:02 p.m. and I said 9K and we got a deal. He texted me back at 1:11. He said, okay, let's do it. He said, send your offer to his email, which we're not going to disclose. And I said, okay. He said, what's your contact info? I sent him my email and I said, my name is Daryl. I'm with BME Realty. And then I said, are the taxes up to date? He said, I'll check this evening. I don't think I paid this year yet. Okay, can you do 8,500 then? All right. He said, no, I'll pay the taxes online this evening. Should be less than 100. Okay, no problem. He said, I just checked. 2023 is paid. No bill for 24 yet. I said, okay, cool. I sent over the agreement. Also, I said, do you think that mobile home would be willing to be moved off? It's on half of the land. About half of that mobile home sits on the property. I'm not sure if they know. He said the lady that lived in that house just passed away this year. Probably get better results advertising for it to remove for scrap. Sorry to hear that, and okay. So he sent his wife's email. I said, okay. So he called me. He was like, hey, Daryl, can you resend the contract and put my wife on there? You know, she's on the deed too. So I resent the contract to him, put his wife on there. He said, and I texted him back and I said, okay, you should be good now. And he sent me a thumbs up. He signed it. I texted him back. I said, looks good. All right, so we good. So contract is signed. Then I said, is it on a shared well or a private well? He said, shared. Okay, thanks. That was the only text that I had with him for like over a month. So once I had it under contract, the next thing that I did is I started marketing the property. Now, first I put it on Facebook Marketplace, and I did get a lot of offers on Facebook Marketplace. Right? I seen that another dude had sold a lot, all right, in one of the Facebook groups in Henderson too, and I seen that he actually had listed it. So I'm like, wow, he listed this property, you know, and I messaged him. I reached out to him and I was like, yo, let me actually go to the messages that I sent him. I messaged him and I said, hey, did you move that deal that you were posting? He said, yeah, it's sold. I was like, wow, okay, he did move it, you know? And I said, yo, I got a potential land deal I'm locking up in Henderson. If I lock this deal up, can you post it on the MLS for me and I break you off a percentage? Now, mind you, I'd already had it locked up, but I guess I was messaging him to see what he would say. He said, what's good, bro? For sure, as long as you have the right documentation, which is, of course, you know, the authorization to be able to list it and everything, then we can get it up for you. I actually sold a lot that I own in Henderson last week, listed it and closed in under 21 days. Woo! So I seen that and I'm like, damn, he closed that in under a month? That's crazy, you know? So I said, all right, cool. So then I texted him and I was like, hey, bro, I got it locked up. I'm ready to get it listed. He said, all right, cool, send me your number. So, you know, I got in contact with him. Like, he was a licensed realtor. He had his own organization, so he got his people in contact with me. You know, I signed an agreement with them. They listed it on the MLS for me, okay? We listed this property on the MLS originally for like $30,000. We wasn't getting no offers for the first month. Mind you, I had it on Facebook Marketplace, but I also didn't list it the correct way on Marketplace. So this is a big tip right here. If you're listing land on Facebook Marketplace, you have to list it as miscellaneous. Don't list it as a house and try to put 0 bed, 0 bath. That's actually the incorrect way to list land. So the best way to list it is to list it under miscellaneous, and then you'll be able to reach more people. Like I said, I had it on Marketplace. It won't doing nothing. Well, I was getting inquiries, not offers, but people weren't serious. September 25th, 2024, all right, mind you, I locked this deal up on July 25th, okay? And he messaged me back September 25th because my contract was for 60 days. So he said, our agreement has expired. You guys still in? If not, I have other offers. Let me know ASAP. So this is when I start panicking, y'all. So I'm just being real. I'm like, damn, bro. Like, I done had this deal under contract a minute. And mind you, it's already on the market, but we're not getting no bites on the market. And I'll tell you why we weren't getting bites on the market here in a second, all right? I texted him back and I said, hey, I didn't forget about you. We have a hold up with the soil scientist getting a perk test done. Let me get my partner in the morning and I'll give you an update by Friday at the latest. We're still interested. I don't know what the hell is going on, so my apologies. Do you already have a perk test on file for the septic? Now, mind you, if you don't know what a perk test is, it's to see if the land is buildable. So I was waiting to see if an end buyer would be able to buy it because they wanted to do a test on the land. So he says, no, all I know is that there was a double wide on there. They had foreclosed on it and it was moved from there. I said, okay, worst case scenario, I may need like 30 more days. I can send you an updated agreement. We had to wait 45 days for the last perk test. I don't know why it's so backed up. I reached out to maybe another company and it seems that everyone is on hold, so my apologies. He said, okay. So I texted him the next morning. I said, good morning. I'm having my assistant work on a new agreement. Does the property have septic already? He said, yeah, there's a double wide set up there. It has septic and electric. I said, okay, I sent you a new agreement. Perk survey is going to be by the end of October. Soil scientists said they could call me back sooner. So I'm going to see if we can get this closed before Thanksgiving for sure. So I was like, look, I know at least by Thanksgiving, I can get this sold because one, I had it on the market for $30,000 and I never did any price reductions, okay? So what I did is I reached out to the realtor who had it listed and I said, hey, let's drop the price to $25,000, okay? Now I'll tell you what happened once we did that. So yeah, once I sent him the new agreement, he had signed it. I told him everything was good to go. So I told the realtor to drop the price of the listing from $30,000 to $25,000. Once we dropped the price to $25,000, phones started ringing. We started getting more people interested in the lot, all right? So sometimes if you're not getting any offers from your deals that are listed on the multiple listing service, the MLS, drop the price, all right? And then, you'll start getting some hits. So once we dropped the price, phones started ringing. Someone was very interested in the lot. They went out there, checked it out, came back with an offer for $22,500, okay? So I had it under contract for $9,000. We got the offer for $22,500. So I paid the realtor that listed it. Mind you, this is one of my first deals where I ever reached out to a realtor to list a property. So I probably would have negotiated percentage or at least a lower fee, but I actually paid her a $3,000 flat fee, all right, on the deal. So after paying the realtor, I had to pay the listing agent who listed it $3,000, and then I also had to pay the buyer agent that was representing the buyer $1,000. So in total, I paid $4,000 out of the deal in agent commissions, okay? Now, mind you, at the end of the day, I needed them to help get it sold. So I don't mind paying someone if they're doing their job. Obviously, she helped get the offer, and obviously the buyer's agent had the buyer, so they deserve to be paid, so shout out to all the realtors out. So after paying the realtors everything, my fee that I walked away with was $84.50. All right, and that's what I made off that deal. Now, that deal took about 90 days and some change to close, 3 months and some change, because like I said, I had it listed too high. The offers that I was getting on Facebook Marketplace was a little bit lower. I did have the highest offer that I got from Facebook Marketplace was $17,000 with the person ready to go. But, I'm glad that I waited, and I'm glad that we had it on the MLS because we're able to get a higher offer, a better offer at $22,500. That's how I closed that land deal in Henderson, North Carolina. What I would do differently going around doing the deal this time is I would, drop the price a little bit sooner. Once your property's on the market for, 2-3 weeks and you're not getting any inquiries, start dropping the price. I had the property on the market for 2 months and never dropped the price, so that was my fault. It definitely probably could have sold a little bit faster than the 3 months, but at the end of the day, I'm still positive that it sold. The seller was happy, I'm happy, the realtors were happy, the end buyer's happy. They're probably about to go develop it, put some mobile homes on it. So, I was just happy that I was able to get the play to the finish line. And that right there is the case study of how I closed that land deal in Henderson, North Carolina. I actually made $84, right under $9,000. It was a very good deal. I learned a lot from this deal. And that's also a rural area. There's not a lot of home building going on there or activity, so it just goes to show the power of the MLS. You can get deals sold even in the rural areas, right? So just make sure you guys utilize that. That is honestly the best disposition tool that you could have. I appreciate you guys watching this video. All right, I'll see you on the next one.
Please don't waste my time. I put my heart in the beat. I put my soul on the grind. I told my